Alright, hi guys, CombatEX on the FP VOD, and this game is a PvP on Zolana Caverns. And this game, well, okay, hold on. First, lots of you guys might wonder, why don't I post any games I lose? That's not for any reason, like, I don't lose, or like, I don't want you guys to think I lose or anything like that. No, like, I lose a lot. Like, my win rate's almost 50%. It's just a bit higher. The only reason I don't post games where I lose is because, like, I don't, like, what are you guys gonna do? I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, so do this build, and this is why it works, and then I end up losing, that's not like how you do it. Sure, I could talk about what I could have done better, but I feel you learn more from actually watching a good build be executed properly as opposed to theorizing of what I could have done better. So I think that's why I don't post games where I lose. I just think, like, I don't know. I'm not a big believer of, like, yeah, you can learn off like theory crafts and whatnot, but I think you can learn much more off seeing a build actually be executed properly as opposed to saying, oh yeah, this is what I could have done better, and then, because, everything has losses. Like, 100% of the builds I tell you guys to try, I end up losing with all of them, because, the people are just straight up better than me. But yeah, that's actually why I don't post games where I lose. And, yeah, okay, so just, again, BMing the crap out of your opponent, again, very important. I have a goal, and my goal is, my goal is before I die, if this can happen, like, I think my life goal will be satisfied. It's rather than typing good luck, have fun starting every game, you type easy, you shit. That would be like the best thing in the world. If you can just, if starting every game that's the new norm of typing, oh my god, my life goal would be satisfied. But anyways, let's get to this game now. So, yeah, alright, so this is a PvP, and this game I'm going to be showing you guys probably the most standard PvP build order of all time. It's the most safest, it doesn't die to anything, like, early on, obviously, and it doesn't really have any hard counters. Like, it's a pretty safe build order. Obviously, if your opponent takes, like, some giant risk and, like, expands, like, 15 hatch or 15 next, then, yeah, this build would probably, if you skill them last, then, yeah, this build probably won't work, but, this build will defend against 4-gate, against DTs, against Blink Stalkers, against any early type of rush that you guys lose to. And that's why I feel like I need to post this video, because I think PvP, lots of you guys lose before, like, the 8-minute mark. And this build will definitely make sure you survive past the 8-minute mark. Okay, now one more thing. I mined that mineral field, and why did I mine that mineral field? The reason I mined that mineral field is because then I have to press C to return cargo, and I don't have to look at my probe and click on my probe and click back on my mineral field to make it go through everything. All I have to do is click on my probe and click C, and it'll return back to my base. I see him getting the second gate out, so I know he's doing a 3-stalker rush. And another thing I want to talk about this build, and this is like a really, really important part of this build, is that this build is totally reactionary. This build, this is why I was hesitant on posting this before, because I feel that reactionary builds are for a lot higher level of play. They're not for like scrubs at like your level, and your level is generic for like, I don't know, like diamond, platinum, anything below, like, not even like master. Just like, this is a very reactionary build, and when I say that, what do I mean? Is you react to what your opponent's doing. You see what they have, and judging by what they have, you get your units accordingly. And that's why I'm really hesitant on posting this build, because obviously this build has like 10 different variations depending on what your opponent does. In this case, he's doing a 3-stalker rush, so I know I have to get 2 stalkers, a zealot, and then my next unit should be a sentry to force field his units in when he gets to my base. If he did something differently, I would react differently. And the idea of this build is you get 3 gateways, you get your robo, and then depending on if you think they're going DTs, you get an obs first. If you think they're going blink stalkers, you get immortal first, and if you think they're going like immortals, you get a colossus first. Again, it's all reactionary, and that's why I'm really hesitant on posting this build. And it's just like, wow, okay, look at this, the worst time to possibly lag a game, and it's lagging, but it's alright. I lost a sentry, and he's probably going to lose 3 stalkers, so obviously definitely not a worthwhile trade. Another really important thing, look, notice right when I lost my sentry, I warped in another sentry at my ramp. Never be sentryless at your ramp. Never be sentryless at your ramp. Obviously, unless you're going a 4-gate, then it's fine. Other than that, you never want to be sentryless at your ramp. The reason for, because if your opponent does a 4-gate, then you're essentially dead if you don't have a sentry to split their army in half. And so right when my first sentry died, I immediately warped in another sentry. And now, I'm getting my robotics facility, like I said. This build holds off a 4-gate. All you need to do, if he was 4-gating, all I would do is warp in 1 more sentry. I'd always have 2 sentries, or 1 sentry being able to force field and the rest being stalkers. You take your second gas after your first stalker is being made. And now notice I have 4 stalkers, and I know he's not doing some sort of aggression because he already did the 3-stalker rush aggression. I'm scouting around the whole map in case for some proxy cheese or anything like that. And then I'm going to send 1 stalker up his ramp just to see what he's doing, and then I'm going to react accordingly. But yeah, and so this is like generically how you do this build. Now I'm gonna go up his ramp. I see stalkers. Okay, so what do those stalkers tell me? Those stalkers tell me the odds of him going DTs, they're not zero, but they've slimmed down from what they could have been. And now the odds of him going Blink Stalker is very, very high because he has a bunch of stalkers. The odds of him going Robo and Colossus, a lot lower because, you know, with the Colossus you want to get Zealots because you can't really afford Stalker Colossus on one base. It's mostly Zealot Colossus. The odds of him going Void Rays, non-existent because, like, if he was to go Void Rays, he'd have one by the time I have 4 Stalkers, and, like, Void Rays are just a bad tech in PvP because it's really easy to counter them, just warping Stalkers. If you can hide them and get, like, 6 and then go to your opponent, then yeah, that's great. So this is why I got the Immortal first. And after this, I'm going to get my obs in case I see the DTs. Look what I'm doing at my ramp. I'm hold positioning at my ramp. In case there are DTs, I can just force field, and the probe comes up. I type easy. The typical counter to BM is hiding your buildings around the map. That's generically the hard counter to BM when you're, you know, BMing your opponent. So expect that a lot because it happens quite a bit. And now, again, sending my ops to his base, and again, I sent my ops to my natural first in case there were DTs. This is a little bit of a risk on my part in the sense that if a DT was to come up my ramp right now, I would be in a little bit of trouble. I have to cancel my Colossus, Chrono Boost and Knobs out, and then hopefully I just have to hope that I have enough force fields to force field the DT out, which I probably would. But, you know, I'm going to probably lose a few Zealots. I might lose, like, a Sentry or something, you know. It's a little bit of a risk, but you know what? I think it's worth the risk to get the Colossus out, and so I'm taking the risk. And now, again, just macroing off one base, and, okay, another big thing in PvP. You don't have to worry about expanding. Trust me, don't worry about expanding. Only when you're at a really high level, you actually really have to worry about expanding. Other than that, you can stay on one base in PvP. It's not a cheese. It's totally fine. Just the way PvP is structured, staying on one base is almost completely viable, and you can win most of your games on it. It's not considered, well, people might consider it cheese because they'll be mad and rage, right? But, you know, I'm telling you guys, it's not really considered cheese staying on one base. Why am I getting my expansion right now? Okay, so I saw the Twilight Council. I saw I'm going Blink Stalkers, and I'm going Colossus, alright? I have a Colossus, Immortal, and Zealot. There's no way he has a bigger army than me because he invested in Blink Stalkers and I invested in Immortals, and Immortals are obviously kind of the hard counter to Blink Stalkers, so, and I also have the Colossus. And now notice, okay, another thing, I want you guys to rewind this video and notice that I saw that obs in my base, but I didn't want to make it seem like I saw the obs, so I just chilled and I didn't do anything until my obs got back to my own base, and then I started hunting his obs. Another really important thing is you always want to hunt your opponent's obs, and only show them that you know their obs is in your base when you have your own obs in your base to kill their obs. And now sending my obs back to his base because I know he's not going DT tech because it's almost impossible for him to go DT tech and Blink Stalkers and Mass Stalkers and Robo. So I'm pretty safe in terms of not getting DTs. And now again, getting my expansion. Yeah, the reason I got my expansion was because I kind of have like the army advantage, and that's the only time you should get your expansion is when you're confirmed that you have the army advantage over your opponent. And now I notice he doesn't have expansion. Okay, so again, reactionary. I know he doesn't have an expansion. Regularly, I probably would have built probes if I saw him getting an expansion down, but now I know he doesn't have an expansion, so I know he's committed to he's essentially all in. So now all I have to do is get units, and look what I'm doing at my ramp. Half my units are above my ramp. You're sure they're in a line, but you guys might be like, oh yeah, I keep my units in the line all the time. No, half my units are above my ramp. Why are they above my ramp? Because I know he has a Robo and a Twilight Council, so I know the possibilities of him blinking into my main and doing damage there is pretty high. So I have to keep some units, like, relatively kind of in my main, just in case he blinks to my main, I need to be able to go defend it, right? And then, if he doesn't blink into my main, they're still able to come down to my natural and kill his army. So, again, this is like a really important positioning. And also notice I'm always looking at my ramp. I don't want to be caught off guard. I know that this next battle is going to be the only battle that decides the game. And so I know that if I win this next battle, I'm going to win the game because he's all in. And notice I have not been making probes this whole time. All I've been doing is making units right when I can. And no, notice this probe came. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to go kill it. I don't want my army to get out of this position because this position is very, very important. Like, I'm in a really, really good position right now. There's no possible angle he could engage that I wouldn't get a good angle off myself. And now here we go. Okay, he's engaging, and now again, all I'm going to be trying to focus on is making my Colossus go back, Guardian shielding, and this is kind of smart for him, blinking into my Colossus, but he's taking a crap ton of damage, and now always make your Colossus be doing their DPS. Don't let them move back so they're not doing DPS, and now, yeah, I had such a bigger army than him, so yeah, sure, he killed my 3 Colossus, but he lost everything else, so that's pretty much over now, and now, yeah, look, I'm just non-stop BMing. Why do I BM after I won? I don't know. I think it's just really fun, to be honest. I'm going to be straight up with you. I think BM is just really fun. And now, yeah, like this is just entertaining. Like honestly, I giggle sometimes just seeing myself. Okay, I don't giggle. That's pretty homo, but you know, it's kind of it's fun, right? And now look, this is like the ultimate. Like this is like the cherry on top of like the BM, and I don't think it like. Oh my god, I have dreams about this. Like I just have dreams about like seeing easy in pylons. I had this one dream. I swear it was a wet dream. I wrote easy in nexuses. Oh my god, it was beautiful. What? He's so BM. What the hell? He's so BM. He's killing my easy. Oh, that's not fair. Alright, well, this game is pretty much over. I'm recording this video after I've posted it. I'm recording this video after I've played it, actually, I mean. Not after I've posted it, that'd be really weird. After I've played it, and so I know, like, he just, again, he does the hard counter to BM, which is just hide your crap around the map, and so, I know he's going to be doing that. I'm just going to talk a little bit more about this build and how this build works. If your opponent was to go, Phoenixes, which is actually a pretty, standard, it's not standard, but yeah, I guess it is kind of standard. If your opponent was to go Phoenixes, you counter this by you getting your own Twilight Council and getting Blink, and then expanding after your opponent expands, because you don't want to expand before, because then they can attack you with Blink Stalker and, you know, the other crap they have. You could, okay, sorry, I'll take that back. You could expand before, but then you have to stop pumping probes, and, well, yeah, that's pretty much it. And so, yeah, if they go if they go Phoenixes, you go Blink Stalkers. If they go Blink Stalkers, you get your Immortal first. If they go DTs, you get your Obs first. And if they go Robotech, you get your Colossus first. And how do you know what they're doing? Again, it's reactionary, and you have to read your opponent. That's why this build, I was really, like, I knew about this build for a long time, and I do this build. It's just, I was really hesitant on posting it, because I know lots of you guys are going to try this build and lose lots of your games, because you're going to be like, oh, you know what, I think they're going Blink Stalkers, so I'm going to go get my, I'm going to get my Immortal first, and then they go DTs, and then you lose. So, again, it's really hard, like, it takes a lot of game sense to be able to read your opponent, and don't blame me if you lose with this build. I'm telling you, as a Grandmaster player, that this build is very strong, and if you can read your opponent correctly, there's no hard counter to this build. But if you don't read your opponent correctly, you can lose the game. So that's a fair warning, and if you guys lose, don't come BMing me, because I'll BM you back. Other than that, let me just think if there's anything else I have to talk about this build. Again, I did some minor things earlier on, that you guys might not have noticed. Like at the starting of the game, I mined only the closest mineral fields to my nexus. I didn't mind the two middle ones because they're the furthest away. Again, only that hinges only for like high, like top 10 master players. If you're not top 10 masters, just ignore what I said there. Because mining the closer mineral fields gets you an extra like 5 minerals every like 20, and it's a little bit of a bonus, but it's not really that big of a bonus to matter. If you're not masters, don't do it. Just please, I like beg you to not do that trick if you're not masters, because if you focus, like it should be last on your priorities list. Like you don't have to like mine that optimal mineral field to get like the extra 5 minerals out. So like I only recommend that for people that have a perfect early game and are looking to things to improve on in the early game, and that's something you can improve on in the early game, because I know lots of players don't do it. Like lots of like pro players don't do it, and I don't know why they don't do it. But it is something that obviously does help. And other than that, nothing really else I can say. Again, just some stuff not relative to this game anymore. I've pretty much talked about this game and covered all the basics. Join my channel. It's CombatEX on Starcraft. I'm chilling in there all the time. I just talk to people. I sometimes do forwards with the people on the channel. I offer lessons, and I know you guys are going to be like, what a little hypocrite offering lessons. No, let me tell you something about my lessons. I offer my lessons, but I tell you in advance that everything I teach in my lessons, you can learn off my YouTube videos. There's nothing I will teach in my lessons that will not be posted in my YouTube videos one time or another. The only thing I will do in my lessons is you'll learn it, I guess, faster, or it'll be a little bit more specific to you. And I have a guarantee that you will improve in a rank. Unless you're masters, then you won't get grandmasters. Well, I'm not guaranteeing you'll get grandmasters or your money back. So, yeah, it's $25 an hour if you guys are wondering. Again, cheaper than, again, I don't do StarCraft for money. Like, if I did StarCraft for money, then I would be on Team Liquid. I would be featured on Team Liquid, and I would get, like, 20,000 viewers, because I know I can. I don't do this for money, and that's why my rates are really cheap. The only reason I charge 25 is because I don't want people like coming to me for free lessons, right? And so the cost is like not like our income tax is $80 an hour, and I've seen his coaching. He literally tells people to make builds, and I don't do that. I like if for all you people that have taken lessons by me, comment and let me know, or let everyone know how the lessons are. I guarantee you, my guarantee is that I make you go get a rank up, or else I return your money. And I have a player that was silver, and I got into all the way to diamond, and I think that's amazing. And so, yeah, like I don't do that for money. I just do it. The price is only there so people don't constantly like bombard me with like lessons. And other than that, I don't think there's anything else I really need to talk about. Yeah, join my channel. Right now, I'm currently ranked like 40 something on Grandmaster. My opponent is probably. I don't think this guy was actually that good straight up. I think he's high masters. I don't think I've ever played a guy not in top 10 masters. That's lowest. That's like the lower bound of the skill I play. And yep, easy. And again, message me on Starcraft by all means. I respond to pretty much every single person that messages me. I don't. Yeah, I'm number 45. Let's go check this guy's stats really quick, just to see where he is, and let you guys have a good idea where my opponents stand. Yeah, he is masters. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and look forward to more coming out. And peace.